forehead. Now check it out. Having the whole thing so beautiful. This is Douglas Bickford reporting live from Klamath Falls, my hometown. Now, it's the 27th of July, 2021. I am on YouTube teaching self-esteem because almost 9 months ago now, I got out of a toxic marriage from a woman that was abusing me along with her family. They had a totally dysfunctional family. And the reason I got in that relationship, married her after 3 weeks, meeting her on Craigslist, is because I had no self-esteem. Self-esteem is self-love. Self-esteem is self-confidence. Self-esteem is also self-worth. It's how you feel about yourself. Now, if you don't love yourself, you cannot, if you don't have self-esteem, self-love, you cannot love or be loved. I don't know why it is that way, but that's the way it is. Okay? So, the one simple concept that I'm going to tell you is mirror therapy. Comes from a doctor of psychology. Her name is Dr. Susanna McMahon. She's got a PhD. She's a psychiatrist in psychology. Went to school between 8 and 10 years. Probably, whatever. I don't know how long it takes to get a doctorate. Between 8 and 10 years. So you have to have, it comes from her book. It's called The Portable Therapist, which is a link in the description of this video. Now I got little kittens running around here. This one is called, his name is Blue Boy. How cute he is. Okay. Now, they are little innocent creatures. Okay. And contrary to what you've been taught, little animals will live forever too. With us. Okay. Now, they're full of self-love, self-esteem. They don't even have any idea. They're so innocent. They're like a little 2-year-old. Anyway, they like to scratch. But anyway, you can get what they have in them, which is little gods running around. They have the spirit of the same God that lives in us. And you can get that, and you realize that by looking yourself in the mirror and saying, I love you, and I say, I love you. Saying, I love my inner child. Okay. Now, this is not in the book. This is what I figured out on my own. Because we are all connected to these little critters right here. Okay? Now, you got to go, Blue Boy. And what that'll do for you, that'll give you self-esteem, self-love, and then you'll be able to have a healthy relationship. Because you can't love or be loved without self-esteem. And that's what happened to me my whole life. I'm 65. About 8 months ago now, I accidentally found the book, which I believe was put there. I believe I went to my son's house because I found it in a box, buried at the bottom of this box at my son's house, who is also in an abusive relationship with a very alcoholic woman. Okay, she's an alcoholic. She abuses him. He has no self-esteem, neither does she. That's why she drinks. She's masking her pain of whatever happened to her as a child. All the way up to her whole life. I think she's 45 or 46 or something like that. My son's 42, I believe. Maybe even 43 now. I have no idea because me and my son blew up because neither one of us had self-esteem. I have it now. He's still living a life of misery because of his no self-esteem. With a woman that's abusing him. My daughter is in the same boat. She's with a alcoholic that abuses her, and she can't get out. But she could get out if she did the said the two things in the mirror that I told you to do. Look yourself in the mirror, say I love you. Look at yourself in the mirror, say I love my inner child. And get the book, The Portable Therapist, which is in the link. Okay, now I am going through the book, one chapter at a time. This is my third time going through the book. Every time I go through the book, I learn more about exploring the inside of myself, because we only have control over two things: how you feel about yourself and the behavior because of that feeling. Okay, and that's what this chapter is. It's chapter 20. Okay, what is within our control? And any of you can get a hold of me anytime you want. My phone number is 458-232-5238. Now here's chapter 20 out of The Portable Therapist. What is within my control? Our Western model of doing emphasizes control and trains us. She says trains us in this book. Throughout this book, she calls it training. I call it brainwashing. It comes from the TVs, radios, newspapers, Facebook, YouTube. You know, everybody's duped. Okay, we've been brainwashed. Our Western model of doing emphasizes control and trains us that power and control are valuable goals. What this model is actually teaching us is the illusion of control. TV is illusion, folks. Turn it off. There are only two things in the entire world that are within our control: the way we choose to feel about ourselves, our behaviors, which are based on our own feelings. Nothing else is within our control. There is only one exception to the above, and that is your young children. You do have some control over their behaviors, and you do have control over what you teach them and how they learn to feel about themselves. Which, if people told their children to look at themselves in the mirror, say I love you, say I love my inner child, that will teach them how to love themselves. And it happens very quickly. I'm proof that I'm not the same person I was 9 months ago when I got out of that toxic relationship. Once your children have become adolescents, you will quickly and perhaps painfully learn how little control you have over them. If we do not have control over something, then we cannot have total responsibility for it. How often do we take responsibility for others or for consequences that were never within our control to begin with? This concept of control is a critical one for understanding the being model and for developing self-esteem. As long as we foster the illusion of control and feel responsible for the things which are out of our control, we cannot live the reality of our lives, and we cannot gain mastery of ourselves. It is important to note that number one of the two things above that we can control, the way you feel about yourself, does not state the way you feel or your feelings. The way you feel about yourself is a choice, and therefore it is within your control. And to love yourself is a choice, and you can make the choice to say I love you in the mirror and say I love my inner child. You can make that choice, and you can make it today as soon as you see me say that to you. It's your choice. You can say I hate myself, and you can say all bad things about yourself. That's your choice. But if you want to live in that negativity, it's your choice to change it the other opposite direction. When you're in front of the mirror, you shave, or you're shaving if you're a man, or if you're a woman, you're putting on makeup. If you say to yourself, I love you, when you're in front of the mirror, say, I love my inner child, I'm going to nurture my inner child, and not say nothing negative about yourself, that will happen to you. Because We are what we say we are. Okay. You say you hate yourself, that's your behavior will be that. You'll do things that people that hate do. You say you love yourself, you'll do loving things to yourself. Okay. Like treat yourself well and not abuse drugs, alcohol, sex, TV, religion. Right. Anyway, the way you feel about yourself is a choice, and therefore it is within your control. Your feelings are not chosen and are not within your control. So your feelings aren't in your control. We carry around us at all times our feelings. We can feel a certain feeling. For example, sadness without knowing why. The same stimulus for the environment can bring about several feelings, or stimulus from the environment can bring about several feelings, or a different feeling can occur in a response to the same stimulus at another time. For example, you can be feeling normal while walking across a busy street and almost hit by a speeding car driven by a stranger. You may now feel angry or sad or resigned, or you may feel a combination of all of these. Or if you are in a good enough mood, you may not feel anything except lucky that you did not get hit. Your feelings occur spontaneously and they are not in your control. You can control your choice of how you feel about yourself. You can choose whether you love yourself or choose not to love yourself. Okay, I'm going to read that again. You can control your choice of how you feel about yourself. You can choose whether you love yourself or choose not to love yourself. Once you have chosen, then your behaviors referred to in number 2 will follow your feeling. If you choose to love yourself, you will choose to behave lovingly toward yourself, just like I just said. You will accept and forgive and act more gently. If you choose not to love yourself, or not to make a choice, which is a choice itself, then your behaviors will follow your training and you will ignore yourself, criticize and blame, externalize and expect perfection. It is within your control how to treat yourself. Because the world is treating you badly is not an excuse to treat yourself badly. You cannot control how the world treats you. You can control how you treat the world. Not only can you control your behaviors towards yourself, but you can control your behaviors towards others. Remember, behaviors are not feelings. They are the conscience expression of feelings, and they are in your control. Please note that controlling others is missing from the 2 things in your control. This is not omission, it is reality. So there you have it, folks. There is another powerful chapter from the Portable Therapist, which is What is Within Our Control, chapter 20. You can contact, I'll tell you again, contact Douglas Bickford, 458-232-5238. For any of you who have questions, concerns, feelings, you need somebody to talk to, you're going through the change, you're going through a terrible thing, I can help you, okay? I can help you get through it by helping you learn self-esteem, self-love, and how to get it. And I can be here, I can be your mentor. I can be like the AA person, keeping you on the straight and narrow, helping you. But I can help you because I got helped by this lady because of this book she wrote. I'm not the same person I was 8 months ago now. Out of a toxic marriage for 3.5 years. I know I'm talking to millions of people out there. that are going through a toxic relationship, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend. But if you're in one, you gotta get out and get self-esteem because it's never going to change. Anyway, I will have more from the portable therapist later for you. Y'all have a great day out there. Like, sub, and share these very important videos. Place called Myers Beach, and I'm about 2 miles from Gold Beach, Oregon. Check it out. Having the whole church is so beautiful.